Hey everybody, and welcome to yet another Northernlion Answers Your FAQs video. So it's been another busy week on the channel, as I intend it to be, from now until the end of time. Or at least until the end of me. So I got a lot of questions this week, a lot of ones particularly related to new announcements and new stuff that I'm doing on the channel, and as always, our background footage is going to be just a random Dota 2 match I played. I'm playing Leshrac here. If you're wondering why there's no game sound, it's actually because Fraps recorded my Skype call as well as the game itself, so it would be very difficult to talk over myself and my friends talking about game strategy, so I figured we'll just cut it out. It's fine, we're doing an FAQ video. The game sound is not all of that, or all that important. So let's start with question number one. Obviously, the big announcement last week was that Dark Souls is coming to PC, and if you're not familiar with that announcement, you should check it out, because there's Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition coming to PC at the end of August, and it will contain 2 new bosses. So one of the questions I got a lot this week was, will you play Dark Souls for the PC? The answer to the question is kind of complicated. I'm going to say yes, but not in the way that most people are anticipating. Like, I am not going to do like a new Let's Play of Dark Souls on the PC just to get to those 2 new bosses, but I probably will buy Dark Souls on the PC, and then I will play through the game and do videos about the new bosses, and if possible, I mean, this is 6 months down the road, or I guess like 4 months down the road. I'm not sure if I'm still going to be doing Dark Souls videos by then, but I will do Invasions probably on the PC if that feature is still considered intact once the game actually arrives. And secondary question people are asking, how do you feel that this Dark Souls for PC is going to come with Games for Windows Live? Well, I'm not happy about it. I would prefer it just came to Steam without any kind of extra DRM. And I think Games for Windows Live is kind of a clunky system, but by and large, I'm just happy it's coming to the PC in general. Games for Windows Live, I think it gets more flack than is due. I find... I mean, I can understand where people are coming from, like the always-on DRM, where you have to actually be online to play is pretty terrible. But, it's a minor inconvenience, let's put it that way. I prefer the game came without it, but I'm happy that it's coming to PC regardless. So in short, like, too long, didn't listen. Yes, I will play Dark Souls for the PC, if only to show off the two new bosses that are coming into the game. But I'm very excited that it's coming to PC in general. I think it's going to look fantastic. Question 2. This is a question that I'm maybe not qualified to answer, but I'm getting a lot now that the Fez Let's Play has started, and that's, will Fez come to the PC? Again, take this as speculation. If there's any lawyers for, Polytron or Microsoft listening, this is entirely intended as speculation. I'm not intending to, divulge industry secrets or anything. I'm about 90% confident that Fez is going to come to the PC. Pretty much any huge marquee indie game that you've seen start out on Xbox Live has come to the PC eventually, usually through Steam. So if you look at like Super Meat Boy, that came out on PC like a month after its Xbox Live release. Similarly, Braid came out on PC a few months after its Xbox Live release. And, I'm not 100% confident that it will come to PSN, but in terms of actually coming to PC, I would think that, maybe this time next year, or maybe even this summer or the holiday season, you will probably see Fez get a PC release. And, most recently this happened with Bastion, where it had an Xbox Live exclusivity agreement, and then it came out on PC soon after. So my expectation is that Fez will be on PC. It'll probably be the same price, and we'll see an announcement about that sometime later this year. Again, 100% speculation. And if you do have an Xbox, and you're a fan of the Xbox Live Arcade, you should pick up Fez. It's really, really good, and it's only $10, which is kind of rare these days. But anyway, let's go to a more general question that I get a fair amount. I get this both on Twitter and on YouTube all the time. It's like, hey Northernlion, I'm a big fan. I'm starting my new Let's Play channel. Do you have any advice for me? And the answer to this question is complicated and long, which is why I tend not to answer it like for each individual person, but I do have some general tips. It's going to be different for everybody, but there's some things that I think most people should know. The first one is, your most important thing when you're first getting started is your audio-visual quality, which most people oftentimes don't get. I shouldn't say most people don't get, but like if you're using like an integrated microphone that's part of your laptop or part of your computer, you should probably upgrade to something like a Logitech USB desktop mic. You can just Google that and find it on Amazon. I don't get paid by Logitech for this endorsement. It's like $20, and it's the microphone I used for like my first 500 videos until very, very recently, like halfway through the Dark Souls Let's Play. So, like, invest in a half-decent microphone if you don't have one already, and you're gonna have to get some kind of screen recording software. The industry standard is Fraps, but, you kind of need to have, like, Fraps plus a secondary for games that Fraps doesn't cooperate with. Like, for example, The Binding of Isaac. So I use Fraps in conjunction with Camtasia Studio. And that works out fairly well for me. In terms of, like, more conceptual advice, my main advice would be play games that you enjoy playing. Like, if you're gonna be Let's playing, you should be let's playing a game you enjoy, not let's playing a game that you think is going to get you popular. So if you like Minecraft or Amnesia, I mean, there's like 1,000 let's plays, probably more than that, for those games out there. You're probably not going to get famous at this point doing a let's play of Minecraft or Amnesia, but it's you making the videos. So like, if you don't want this to feel like work, you should be playing games that you enjoy, or at least making content that you enjoy. And beyond that, don't expect success overnight. This is a lucky business. Wow, I almost died there. Big save with the Hex from Shadow Shaman. This is a very lucky business. Sometimes people do this for like 2 days and they get their quote-unquote big break, and sometimes they do it for like 5 years and they never get their big break. So, by and large, you can't bank on getting famous and actually turning this into a career, so you might as well do it just because you enjoy it. And that is my advice for that on this moment. I always had this thing in the back of my mind where I would like make a video series dedicated to like helping new Let's Players with particularly like technical problems that they would suffer from, but I'm still not sure if I'm at that point where I can solve most of the technical problems. That being said, if you're gonna like send me a YouTube message asking for help, instead you should just look it up on Google, because that's how I learned basically everything that I know about all this technical stuff that I deal with. Similarly, question I get all the goddamn time, and I answer all the goddamn time. Perhaps doesn't work with the Binding of Isaac. How do you record it? I record it with Camtasia Studio. You can look that up on the internet. I've said it 100 times. I mean, I appreciate that not everyone can look at everything I do, but, I'm tired of answering this question. Camtasia Studio. Further queries can be redirected to Google, the most popular search engine in the world. I'm sure you've probably heard of it. All right, some more positive stuff. I'm getting this question increasingly as the release date for it approaches. Will you do some kind of content around Diablo 3? Answer to this question is like 80% yes, so I'm going to give this a probably. I'm hoping to do kind of a let's play of Diablo 3. I was a huge fan of Diablo 2 when I was in like middle school and high school. And the original Diablo as well when I was a little bit younger. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping to do some kind of let's play with it where like my friends and I are playing and I record the game as well as our Skype conversation. So I'm hoping that'll be engaging and entertaining and kind of like a podcast format. Don't quote me on that. There's a chance it won't happen like that, but that's what I'm hoping for right now. If you've seen like my really old stuff that was quite frankly poorly done, like the Castle Crashers let's play that only had like 3 episodes, I want it to be more like that. But now I have the knowledge and tools to actually like solve those technical problems and finish it. Alright, now we've got to talk about something that's a little bit more touchy. I mean, as touchy as something related to a Let's Playing channel can be, and that's my video of Super Monday Night Combat that went up probably around 3 days ago at the time of this publishing. So, I've gotten a lot of negativity about that video, and there's no easy way to say this. I did make a pretty egregious mistake in that video. I basically implied that Super Monday Night Combat was pay to win, and what I mean by pay to win is that there are classes that you actually have to buy in order to succeed. Well, not have to buy, okay, but anyway, I was basically implying that the only way you could access some of these classes is by buying them. That is in fact not true. I made a mistake there. You can buy classes with in-game money. The thing is, you earn in-game money very, very slowly, but you can indeed buy all the classes if you play the game long enough. So, for all the people saying, like, you should do your research before you make this video, you're 100% right. That was just a kind of an unforgivable oversight. That being said, I still feel like my comments in that Super Monday Night Combat video stand, which is why I'm not going to, like, mark the video private or take it down, as a number of people have suggested. I'll put an annotation in, basically indicating that I've made a mistake, but I feel like my other comments regarding the game are 100% valid, and that is, I still feel that is a really shitty, archaic, free-to-play model. Particularly after playing games like Dota 2 and Team Fortress 2, where out of the box, all the content is 100% free. Like, all the classes are 100% free. The only thing you're missing is cosmetic upgrades. You can indeed unlock everything in Super Monday Night Combat. I keep saying Monday Night Combat, whatever. For free, but I still feel like, as a new player, that feels unfair to me that people who have played longer have access to more content. I think that makes it easier for people who have played longer to basically stomp you. And I mean, that's going to happen anyway because of the skill difference, but it just feels like another thing that you can attribute a seeming kind of sense of unfairness to. So again, I apologize, I did make a mistake. Monday Night Combat, its sequel, Super Monday Night Combat, is not pay to win, but I still am not a huge fan of that game as of present, and it's largely due to its transaction model. So I apologize to people who were, offended by my ignorance in that video. My comments still stand, but again, there is no excuse for me making a mistake like that. And I will pop some kind of annotation up there to indicate that I'm an idiot and, begging for mercy, essentially. Now, one thing I want to do in these FAQ videos, I'm not sure if these are going to happen weekly or somewhat more irregularly, but right now I'm getting a lot of feedback and a lot of questions, so I figure weekly is maybe the best setup for this. I'm going to talk about content that you can expect to see next week. So, as of today, content that I have planned for next week, let's look at, so you're probably going to see one for a Vernim, Escape from the Pit. This is a new indie strategy RPG that just came out on Steam from the same guys who did Avedon, the Black Fortress last year. The really like old school, I would almost say like Ultima style RPG. That's kind of neat if you're into that sort of thing. Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet is finally coming out on Steam, so I'm hoping I'll snag a copy of that, whether by, promo or my own hard-earned $12.49, which I think it's going to retail for during that sale in the first week. That came out on Xbox Live Arcade and PSN. Actually, it might have just been PSN. I can't remember. No, I think it was Xbox Live Arcade. I should, again, do some research before I mention that in the video. And yeah, it got fairly decent reviews and it looks fairly interesting, so I'm interested in interesting playthroughs of that when the game comes out on an interesting release date next week. What else do we have to do? CD Projekt Red, the developers of The Witcher 2, were nice enough to send me a copy of the enhanced edition of The Witcher 2, now out on Xbox 360. Obviously, that's going to be a game that's going to require a fair amount of preparation before I do a Let's Look At, but I'm planning on doing a video of that nonetheless, and, who knows, maybe that'll actually be a longer video, because there's an awful lot of content to show in that compared to like a, Shoot Many Robots or something. So I'm excited about that, and big ups to the guys at CD Projekt Red. Even if the game is shitty, I've heard great things about it, but it's really nice of them to kind of acknowledge a small-ish YouTube channel by providing me with a promo copy of a AAA game. So I'm very happy about that. And thanks to my friend Joe Kim for actually pointing me in the direction of CD Projekt's website so I could enter what was basically a contest to win this copy. But it was a contest based on merit, like whether your channel was big enough or your magazine was valid enough or serious enough. But anyway. In addition to that, I'm probably going to be doing a Let's Look At, a little bit overdue, of Skullgirls, which came out on Xbox Live Arcade last week. It's an original fighting game, which I'm pretty excited about, and hopefully I'll be able to snag a copy of that this week and make a video. And of course, random stuff just comes out on Steam all the time, so I'm planning on covering all of that I can, and of course, lots more Fez, maybe some more Isaac, maybe some more Dota, although Dota is becoming increasingly hard for me to record because my friends and I basically just lose like 80% of the games that we play now. It's a, I don't know, Let's Player curse. And maybe some Dark Souls invasions. It's been a couple of weeks. I would like to get back to the Dark Souls invasions. I got a lot of series on the go right now. So sometimes, Isaac will fall by the wayside for a week and then I'll pick it up later, or Dark Souls will fall by the wayside for a week and I'll pick it up. But I'm planning to do all of that stuff. And the last little bit here before I finish the video is I just wanted to take a moment to really appreciate all the positive comments and messages that you guys send me. I very rarely get a chance to actually respond to them all. Because I just frankly get like a lot of messages demanding attention every day, so it can be difficult for me. Like if I responded to every message, I might not even have time to actually make as many videos as I do, and obviously that's my #1 priority for a number of reasons. But I on a daily basis I get very positive messages from people telling me like, I really love your content. Your content helps me get to sleep, which I actually don't take as offensive. As someone who suffers from insomnia, that's actually that's one of the best compliments you can give someone, or give someone's voice anyway, or their diction. But nonetheless, I'd like to thank you guys for all that appreciation. It really does make my day every time I get a message like that. So I appreciate it. Even if I can't actually send a message back to you, know that I read most of my YouTube messages. Well, a lot of my YouTube messages. But I read most of my messages on, other social media platforms and stuff like that. So it really means a lot to me that you guys enjoy my content and let me know. And of course, if you think I suck, feel free to comment on that Monday Night Combat video, because already, the comment section on that has gone to crap. So it won't be out of the norm. It won't stick out like a sore thumb. But anyway, this will be the end of the FAQs video for this week. As always, if you have other questions for me, YouTube is not the place to send me a message for that. You should probably follow me on Twitter at @Northernlion fairly active on Twitter, check it on a daily basis, respond to messages, respond to retweets and tweets at me, stuff like that. Facebook, I'm somewhat active on, but not really. And, YouTube, the messages are 80% spam a lot of the time, so it's difficult for me to really take a lot of those messages seriously. But anyway, so if you want to talk to me, hit me up on Twitter. As always, thank you guys for continuing to watch and support these series that I produce, and I will see you next time.